All right, today we are mapping out the path to one of the most vital roles in business today. We're talking about the journey to becoming a business intelligence analyst. So let's get right into it.
So it really all boils down to this one big question. I mean, think about it. We are swimming in data, sales numbers, website clicks, shipping logs, customer feedback. It's everywhere. How do the really successful companies cut through all that noise and turn that chaos into a clear, winning strategy? Well, they do it with a very specific kind of expert. And this person is way more than just a number cruncher. They're a storyteller, a detective. They're the one who can look at a massive, messy spreadsheet and pull out a single, simple truth. Like, hey, you know what? Our marketing push on the West Coast is working way better than we thought. They are the guide that leads everyone out of the data wilderness.
Okay, so what does this guide, this BI analyst, actually do all day? Let's nail down a really clear definition of this role. This is the job description in a nutshell. It's all about transformation. You're taking raw data, which honestly can be pretty meaningless on its own, and you're turning it into an actionable insight. And that word, actionable, is key. It's not about finding fun facts. It's about finding the facts that tell the business what to do next to succeed. Now, you might be thinking, hang on, isn't that just a data analyst? And that is a fantastic question, because there's a really important difference. A BI analyst is laser-focused on business strategy, looking at what's happened in the past and what's happening right now to help make better decisions today. A data analyst often goes broader, maybe deeper into heavy statistics or building predictive models about the future. You can think of the BI analyst as the specialist who's telling the story of the business in real time. You know, every big climb starts with setting up a solid base camp. Before you even think about the technical stuff, you have to get your foundational knowledge in order, and that's where we're going to start. And you might be surprised to hear that the most critical foundation isn't code, it's business sense. You absolutely have to get what makes the business tick. What are the key numbers in finance? How does marketing get a customer? What makes operations run smoothly? You've got to speak the language of all these departments, because that's the only way you can connect their data to the bigger picture. So once you get the business side, you need to understand your raw material, which is the data itself. And it comes in a few flavors. Sometimes it's structured, perfect rows and columns in a spreadsheet. Easy. Other times it's totally unstructured, like just the raw text from thousands of customer emails. And then there's the stuff in the middle, semi-structured. Just knowing what you're working with is half the battle. And finally, this is the mantra you need to tattoo on your brain. Say it with me. Correlation does not imply causation. Just because ice cream sales go up when shark attacks go up doesn't mean one causes the other. A great analyst never jumps to the easy conclusion. This principle will be your compass, and it will save you from making some really big mistakes. All right, base camp is officially set. We've got the right mindset, we understand the business context. Now it's time to gear up and actually start the climb with the tech. Let me be crystal clear about this. Your number one, most important, can't live without it tool is SQL. That stands for Structured Query Language. If your company's data lives in a database, and trust me, it does, SQL is how you have a conversation with it. It's how you ask questions. You can't do this job without it. It's non-negotiable. So once you can get to the data, you have to get it ready. And there's a classic workflow for this. First, you extract the data from wherever it lives. Then, you clean it, because I promise you, real-world data is a mess. It's full of duplicates and missing info. Finally, you model it, which is just a fancy way of saying you organize it into a logical structure, like a star or snowflake schema, that makes it super fast to analyze. This prep work is everything. Okay, you've done the hard part. You've climbed, you've done all the prep work. Now it is time for the payoff. This is where you get to enjoy the view, where you turn all that clean data into something genuinely insightful. See, analysis isn't just one thing. It's more like a spectrum of understanding. You start with descriptive analysis, which is just answering, what happened? Then you level up to diagnostic, okay, why did it happen? After that, you can get into predictive, what's probably going to happen next? And the holy grail is prescriptive analysis. So what should we do about it? A truly great BI analyst moves back and forth across all four of these. Let's make this real. For that first level descriptive analysis, what happened? You don't just email a table of numbers. No way. You create this, a simple, clean bar chart. Instantly, anybody, and I mean anybody, can see the East region killed it in sales last quarter. That's the magic of good visualization. It's fast, it's clear, it's powerful. And that leads us to maybe the most important point of all. Making charts and graphs isn't about making things look pretty. It's about telling a story. Your one and only goal is to pick the visual that tells the story with absolute clarity. No confusion, no questions. Clarity is everything.
So how do you actually build these data stories? Well, you'll use specialized platforms. The big names in the game are tools like Tableau, Microsoft's Power BI, and Looker. These are the workhorses of the industry, designed to let you create amazing interactive dashboards that tell those clear, compelling stories with data. Okay, we're at the final leg of our climb. The technical skills we just talked about, they'll get you to the top of the mountain. But these next skills, this is what lets you plant the flag and make a real name for yourself. This is what separates the good analysts from the truly indispensable ones. Look, your technical skills just get you in the door. Your real value, your real impact comes from these. Can you actually communicate what you found? Can you manage expectations with the VPs and managers you're working with? Do you have that business acumen we talked about to tie your findings back to what the company actually cares about? These are the skills that make you a leader. And as you're building all these skills, just remember, you are not on this journey alone. Not even close. Just look at this number, over 344,000 stars on GitHub for just one single roadmap resource. That tells you there's a massive, supportive community out there on the exact same path as you. So, how do you take all this and actually get the job? It breaks down into a pretty clear 4-step plan. 1. Build a portfolio that shows you can do this stuff end to end. 2. Polish that resume with all the keywords and skills we've talked about. 3. Practice, practice, practice for those interviews. And 4, when that offer comes, know your value and negotiate. If you walk away with just one single idea from our time together, please let it be this. You can be the world's greatest technical wizard, but if you can't clearly and convincingly communicate your findings to the people who make the decisions, all that technical skill is worthless. Storytelling isn't a soft skill, it is the skill. So there you have it. The roadmap is laid out. Your base camp is ready, you know what tools you need, and you can see the summit. Your expedition into the world of business intelligence starts right now. So the only question left is, what's the first business question you're going to answer?